Welcome back to Pro Caitlin TV, the channel where we cover the biggest stories, hottest debates, and most talked about moments surrounding Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever, and the entire WNBA. Today's story has fans absolutely buzzing because what started as a simple media question quickly turned into one of the most talked about confrontations involving Sophie Cunningham. A reporter made a comment about Caitlin Clark that instantly caught everyone's attention, but nobody expected the response that followed. Social media exploded, fans took sides, and sports analysts couldn't stop discussing what happened. Was Sophie simply defending her teammate, or did she expose a bigger issue surrounding how Caitlin Clark is treated by the media? Stay with us because this story gets much bigger than anyone expected. Sometimes a single question can change the entire mood of a press conference. And according to fans, that's exactly what happened when a reporter brought up Caitlin Clark in a way that immediately sparked controversy. What looked like a routine media interaction suddenly became one of the hottest discussions in basketball circles. The moment the question was asked, people noticed a change in the room. Fans online claimed the comment seemed unfair. Others argued it crossed a line. But then came Sophie Cunningham's response. Instead of giving a typical athlete answer, Sophie reportedly pushed back in a way that left viewers stunned. Within hours, clips, reactions, and discussions were spreading across social media. Supporters praised her for standing up for Caitlin Clark. Critics accused her of overreacting. Meanwhile, sports shows and podcasts began breaking down every word. But here's where things became even more interesting. The incident reopened an ongoing debate that has followed Caitlin Clark since she entered the WNBA. Questions about media coverage, questions about criticism, questions about expectations. And according to many fans, Sophie Cunningham may have said what countless supporters had been thinking for months. So what exactly happened? What did the reporter say? Why did Sophie react the way she did? And why is the entire basketball world still talking about it? Let's get into the full story. Ever since Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA, she has been one of the most discussed athletes in professional sports. Whether people love her or criticize her, there is no denying that she generates attention unlike almost anyone else in the league. Every game, every interview, every social media post seems to create headlines. Because of that attention, reporters constantly ask questions about her performances, her impact on the league, and her role within the Indiana Fever. Many fans have noticed that some of those discussions become extremely polarized. One side believes Caitlin receives too much praise. The other side believes she receives unfair criticism despite the pressure she faces as one of the league's biggest stars. That debate has been ongoing for months. Then came the latest media moment that reignited everything. During discussions surrounding the Fever and their season, a reporter reportedly raised concerns and criticisms regarding Caitlin Clark's performances and influence. While questions from reporters are a normal part of sports, many fans felt the wording carried a negative tone. Almost immediately, reactions started appearing online. Supporters argued that Caitlin was once again being held to standards that few athletes could realistically meet. Others pointed out that every superstar faces criticism and that difficult questions are simply part of being a professional athlete. As the debate intensified, attention quickly shifted towards Sophie Cunningham. Sophie has developed a reputation throughout her career as someone who is passionate, competitive, and willing to stand up for teammates. She isn't known for staying silent when she feels something needs to be addressed. That's one reason fans were paying close attention when she responded. According to many viewers, Sophie challenged the narrative surrounding Caitlin and refused to let the criticism go unanswered. Her comments immediately resonated with a large portion of the basketball community. Fans flooded social media with praise. Some called her a true teammate. Others described her as someone willing to speak uncomfortable truths. Many supporters argued that Sophie was highlighting a larger issue involving how Caitlin Clark is discussed compared to other players around the league. The conversation rapidly expanded beyond a single question. Suddenly, people were revisiting months of headlines. They were revisiting controversial takes from television personalities. They were revisiting debates about officiating, physical play, and media coverage. What began as one exchange had transformed into a much larger discussion about perception. Sports commentators jumped in. Some agreed with Sophie and argued that Caitlin often receives disproportionate scrutiny because of her popularity. Others insisted that star players naturally attract criticism and that media members have every right to ask challenging questions. The split was immediate, and that split only made the story grow bigger. As clips and quotes continued circulating online, fans became even more invested in the discussion. Every reaction generated another reaction. Every opinion sparked another debate. Meanwhile, supporters of Caitlin Clark viewed Sophie Cunningham's comments as a sign of loyalty and unity inside the Indiana Fever organization. For them, this wasn't just about basketball. It was about respect. It was about defending a teammate who has faced enormous expectations from the moment she entered the league. And as public attention continued to grow, even more developments began to emerge. Because the reactions were only getting started. As the story spread throughout sports media, the public response became impossible to ignore. Major basketball pages started posting clips and summaries of the exchange. Podcasts began discussing the incident. Fans filled comment sections with thousands of opinions. One of the biggest reasons the story gained traction was because it touched on an issue that has divided basketball fans for a long time. How should Caitlin Clark be covered? Some people believe media outlets focus too heavily on her. Others believe she receives unfair treatment because every mistake becomes a headline. The latest controversy brought those arguments back into the spotlight. Supporters pointed out that Caitlin entered the league carrying extraordinary pressure. She wasn't simply another rookie. She arrived as one of the most famous college basketball players in history. Every game became a national story. Every performance was analyzed. Every struggle was magnified. Fans defending Sophie argued that her response reflected frustration with that reality. According to those supporters, Sophie wasn't merely responding to one reporter. She was responding to a pattern she had witnessed over time. Social media users began posting examples of past criticism directed at Caitlin. Some highlighted games where Clark was blamed for losses despite strong statistical performances. Others shared clips of analysts making controversial statements regarding her role in the league. The discussions became emotional. People weren't simply debating basketball anymore. They were debating fairness. They were debating narratives. They were debating whether certain athletes receive different treatment than others. At the same time, critics pushed back. They argued that being a superstar comes with increased attention and scrutiny. They claimed reporters have a responsibility to ask difficult questions and challenge players when necessary. This perspective gained support as well. As a result, the debate became more intense. Every sports show seemed to have an opinion. Every basketball podcast discussed the situation. Every fan base weighed in. What made the story especially compelling was the relationship between Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark. Fans often admire teammates who publicly support one another. When athletes defend teammates during controversial moments, Supporters view it as a sign of trust and chemistry. That perception fueled even more discussion. Many Indiana Fever fans praised Sophie for showing leadership and loyalty. Others noted that strong locker room relationships can become a major advantage during a long season filled with pressure and expectations. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark herself remained at the center of the conversation. As always, every headline seemed to circle back to her. Some fans expressed sympathy for the amount of attention she receives. Others argued that attention is simply part of being one of the biggest names in sports. Regardless of which side people supported, one thing became clear. The incident had evolved into something much larger than a reporter's question. It had become a symbol of the ongoing conversations surrounding Caitlin Clark's place in the WNBA. And just when people thought the discussion had reached its peak, the strongest reactions were still ahead. As the controversy continued gaining momentum, many observers began asking an important question: what happens next? Because moments like these rarely disappear overnight. The sports world thrives on discussion, controversy, and strong opinions. Once a story captures public attention, it often develops a life of its own. That's exactly what happened here. Days after the incident, fans were still debating Sophie's response. Some viewed her actions as courageous. Others viewed them as unnecessary. But almost everyone agreed on one thing: the exchange had become memorable. Many supporters argued that Sophie Cunningham successfully shifted the conversation. Instead of allowing criticism to dominate headlines, she forced people to examine the broader context surrounding Caitlin Clark. That shift mattered. Suddenly, discussions weren't only about statistics or wins and losses. People were talking about media responsibility. They were talking about narratives. They were talking about how athletes are portrayed in public. For Caitlin Clark fans, the moment felt significant. Many believed Sophie articulated frustrations that had been building for months. Those supporters praised her willingness to speak directly and defend someone she cares about. On the other hand, critics maintained that media scrutiny is part of professional sports. They argued that reporters must be free to ask challenging questions, even if athletes disagree with the framing. The disagreement remained intense. Yet that tension is precisely why the story became so popular. Everyone saw something different in the incident. Some saw loyalty. Some saw confrontation. Some saw leadership. Some saw controversy. And perhaps that's why the discussion refuses to disappear. The situation also highlighted just how influential Caitlin Clark has become. Few athletes can generate this level of conversation from a single media exchange. Whether people support her or criticize her, they pay attention. That reality continues shaping the WNBA's media landscape. Every headline involving Caitlin creates reactions. Every debate creates engagement. Every controversy attracts audiences. As a result, moments involving teammates like Sophie Cunningham receive even more attention. Looking ahead, fans are wondering whether this situation will strengthen the bond between the Fever players even further. Will it create additional motivation? Will it bring the team closer together? Will future media interactions become even more scrutinized? Nobody knows for sure. What we do know is that the conversation surrounding Caitlin Clark isn't slowing down anytime soon. And neither are the passionate opinions surrounding her. If anything, this latest controversy proves that every comment, every interview, and every reaction has the potential to become national news. For now, fans continue debating who was right. Was Sophie Cunningham justified in pushing back? Did the reporter ask a fair question? Or does this entire situation reveal something bigger about sports media today? The answers depend on who you ask. But one thing is undeniable. The basketball world is still talking about it. And as long as people keep talking, the story remains far from over. And there you have it, the full story behind the moment that has basketball fans debating across social media. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think Sophie Cunningham was right to defend Caitlin Clark? Do you believe the reporter's comments were fair? Or do you think this situation has revealed a bigger issue surrounding how athletes are covered in today's media? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because this is one of those stories where fans seem completely divided. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button because it helps the channel tremendously. Subscribe to Pro Caitlin TV for more breaking Caitlin Clark news, WNBA stories, player reactions, viral moments, and the biggest debates happening around the league. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. We cover the stories everyone is talking about and bring you the latest developments as they happen. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being part of the Pro Caitlin TV community. And we'll see you in the next video.